Nowhere are rising costs hitting Americans harder than at the gas pump and the grocery store, places we spend 25 cents of every dollar we earn. For the last year, the cost to fuel our cars has jumped more than 33%, but it's the 3.1% rise in food and drink costs that's hurting consumers the most. That's because, on average, Americans spend 3 times as much for food as they do for gas.
Who wants a juice box?
Suburban Chicago mom Julie Weinberg now shells out $300 a week to feed her family of 4. And she's noticed that although she's spending more, she's getting less.
So, like the juice boxes I'm buying, the packaging changed, the quantity within the package had changed.
Appearances can be deceiving. Consider these 3 boxes of cereal. They're different flavors, but the same brand, same size, same price. But look closely and you'll see the amount of cereal inside the box varies from as much as 17 ounces to as little as 13. The Yoplait yogurt container is the same size, but look at this. The bottom has been indented, which means you're getting less yogurt. And that half gallon of ice cream we used to buy is now 3/8 of a gallon. That's a full 2 cups less. Making matters more confusing is that there are few standardized sizes of products anymore. Oreo cookies now come in more than 20 different sizes, ranging from 2 ounces to 50. Consumer Reports magazine calls this way of hiding a price hike masking.
Companies don't fess up and come out and say, hey, everybody, hey, America, we're giving you less and we're charging you the same.
Experts say the only way to decode the true cost is to look at the unit price. But between juggling work and family, who has time to read the fine print?
Do you have any food reserves in your home right now? How long could you provide food for your family if the food supply was cut off? A month? A week? 3 days? Wouldn't you feel better if you had the necessary reserves? Have you ever noticed that the more advanced we get, the less prepared we are? Many things that defined life only 100 years ago are so convenient today that we don't really think about what would happen if that convenience were gone. Consider how we get our food. We just go down to the grocery store and grab a few things. But what if something happened that interrupted the food supply to the store? How long would it take for the shelves to be wiped out? What would you do? How long could you and your family survive? You know, for all the other important things in our lives, we have a variety of professionals, from mechanics to doctors, to help cover our bases. Why don't we also have a food professional? Food is our greatest dependency, yet most of us find ourselves unprepared for the uncertainties that lie ahead. Why take chances? Why not do something about it?